So today we're going to do a math lesson, okay? And for our math lesson, we are going to be doing a new chapter in geometry. So geometry has to deal with shapes, and we kind of know what shapes are. Okay, so before we get started on our lesson, I would like you to get a pencil and a piece of paper. So pause this video right now and get a pencil and a paper. Great. So now that you have your pencil and your paper, I want you to draw these three shapes: circle, square, and triangle. Okay. So pause this video and get those shapes on your piece of paper. Okay. So now here's what we're going to do. I would like you to draw an X inside your triangle. All right. Now I want you to draw an X on the square. Okay. And now this time I would like you to draw an X outside the triangle. So here's what it should look like. You're drawing an X inside the circle, and then you're drawing an X on the square, and then you're drawing an X outside of the triangle. Anywhere, it doesn't have to be there. It could be right here, it could be down here, it could be over here, as long as it's not touching this triangle. Great job, friends. So now I would like you to draw these shapes or these figures on your piece of paper. So pause the video and get those shapes on there. Draw them exactly like that. Okay, so now that you are done, I want you to look at this figure right here, this shape. What do you notice about this figure? You're right. It doesn't have a fourth side, so it's open. This is called an open figure. So if I put a little ball inside here, it could roll out and come on out. Okay, so that's an open figure. Now I want you to look at this one. If you notice, it has four sides, right? And it's closed. So if I put a little ball in here, can it get out? It can't, because it is a closed, so it's closed. Okay. So now I would like you to try to draw some shapes on here. Okay. I would like you to draw an open figure. It can be anything. So pause this video and draw an open figure on your piece of paper. And remember, an open figure has one side that is open. All right, so now I'm going to draw one. So look, I drew an open figure right here. See that? It has an open side. So if I put a little ball in, it would be able to come on out. So if I did it like this, that's a closed figure, okay? So here's an open one. I'm going to draw another open one right here. See, that's another open figure. Or even like this. See, it has a one open side, so if I put a ball in there, it could get out. Isn't that super cool? All right, so now that you've drawn an open figure, it could be any shape, just like mine. Now let's draw a closed figure, okay? So pause this video and draw a closed figure. And remember, a closed figure has no openings. All right, so now that you're done, I'm going to draw a closed figure. There's one. I drew a closed figure. Here's another one. See? Any type of figure. Doesn't have to be a specific shape, does it? All right. Great job with that, friends. Okay. So now let's move on to the next part. So now I have a question for you. Which one is a plane figure? And here's the word plane right here. So plane is another word for closed in math. Isn't that super cool? So if you hear me say a plane figure or a plane shape, you will know that it's a closed figure. So now let's look at which one is a plane figure? You're right. It's this one. Oh, I can't draw today, friends. This triangle is a closed and plane figure. This one is an open figure. You guys are doing awesome at this. Okay, so now we're going to talk about something a little different. Okay, so we're going to talk about sides. Sides are straight lines. So if we look at the triangle, see right here, here's a side, here's a side, and here's a side. So there's 3 sides. Now what about the square? What are the sides of the square? Right here, right here, right here, right here. How many sides are on the square? Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, let's count the sides of the triangle. I forgot that. 1, 2, 3. There's 3 sides of a triangle, 4 sides of a square. How about this shape, this rectangle? How many sides are there? Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, last one. This is a pentagon. Let's count the sides of the pentagon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so now that we know what sides are, now we're going to look at this. Corners. Corners is a place where 2 sides meet. So if we look at the triangle, we'll look at this side and this side. Where is the corner at? It's right here. This is a corner. Okay, so let's count the corners of a triangle. Let's see if we can find the rest of them. 1, here's another side, or corner. 2, here's another corner. 3. So there's 3 corners in a triangle. How cool is that? Okay, now let's do the corners of the square. All right, I'm going to circle them. 1, 2, oops, 3, oh, 4. Okay, so now let's count the corners of a triangle or a rectangle. Let's count them. Here's one right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Great. All right. Last one. Let's count the corners of the pentagon. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Great. So now that we've done that, let's look at this question I have right here. What is the difference between the corners of a triangle and of the square? Let's look here. See them? Well, there's only 3 corners and a triangle, and there's only 4 corners and a square. And if you look right in here, the corner is in the triangle are smaller than the corners of the square. Isn't that cool? Okay, so now let's move on. So I have a question. It says, does anyone know what vertex means? So vertex is another word for corner. So when I ask for vertices, because vertex, the plural version of vertex is vertices, you'll be knowing that it means corners. So let's look here. So I have 4 shapes here, and I would like you to draw on your piece of paper these 4 shapes and write sides and vertex down below. Okay, you're gonna write how many sides the square, the triangle has, the square, the pentagon, and the circle. And then you're gonna count the vertices or the vertex. And you're going to write that down below as well, okay? So I would like you to pause this video and get that going, and when you're finished, come back on and we'll do it together. All right, so now that you're done, let's count them. Let's count the sides of the triangle first. 1, 2, 3. There's 3 sides. And now how many corners or vertices are there? 1, 2, 3. Whoops. 3. Okay, now let's do the square. 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 sides, and now let's do the vertex, or the vertices, the corners. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's 4 of those. Now, let's do the pentagon. Let's count the sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 sides. And now let's do the vertices. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so now let's look at the circle. Now remember, sides means that there are straight lines. Does a circle have a straight line? No, it doesn't. So it has 0 sides. And does it have any vertices? Because we know that a vertices is a corner, and a corner means when 2 sides meet. So if there are no sides, then that means there is no vertices. How cool is that? Pretty awesome, right? Okay, so now we're on to homework. We're going to do page 297, 298, and we're not going to do number 12, And then we're going to do page 299 and 300, and we're not going to do number 7. Do you see how I have these little shapes here? Or these little circles there? You are going to be doing on page 297 and 298, numbers 1, 2, and 3, you are going to make the figure closed. Okay, so you have an open figure and you're going to try to close it. All right, so for number 1, this is what the shape looks like here. Let me get it. Trying my best. So it looks like this right now. It's an open figure because it has there is no side here, and if you put a little ball in there, it would come on out. So we are going to close it, and this is how I'm going to close it. I'm going to draw on the dots and close it off. You see? So you're using the dots to help you draw your lines and to draw your corners. Okay? So you're going to for numbers 1, 2, and 3. And then from 4 to 11, you are going to color all your closed figures blue. And you're not going to do anything with the open figures, okay? And then on number 13 and 14, you're going to draw 4 open figures and 4 closed figures. And then you're going to do the problem solving. And for number 15, you're definitely going to do that. You have to find the picture that has all closed figures. And I have to look very, very closely at them. There's only one. All right? So good luck with that page. And then for page 299 and 300, you are going to count the sides and count the corners for each of the shapes that are there from 1 through 6. And you're going to do the same thing for 8 and 10. And then for number 11 and 12, you are going to use those dots and draw a shape, okay? For example, this is what number 11 says. Corey draws a figure. The 3 sides meet at 4 corners. Did Corey draw a closed figure? So you're going to draw the figure that Corey drew, and then you're going to write a yes or a no if it's a closed figure. Okay? And then you're not going to do, I decided you're not going to do 13 and 14. Okay? So, now, before I forget, you are going to have to get the pages out of your mathematics book. Okay, it looks kind of like this, all right? So get those pages out of there, okay? I hope you guys are enjoying your summer, and I'll see you all on Friday. Bye, friends.